join us. Thank you, Monty, for your time. I mean, does the report itself chime with what you experienced in the game?
Well, I think I was very fortunate, from a young age. I had, the likes of John Embry, Nick Cook. They were spin bowling coaches at Northampton, and they kind of maybe, So, I was obviously very lucky. I'm sort of met the right people at the right time. But then, my case probably doesn't really highlight what other British Asian people and obviously from other ethnic minorities, the discrimination that they face in cricket. And unfortunately, this is a real big sort of, shocking report that I think the ECB need to sort of get their act together and as an organisation need to do more, especially at state school level, to get, the gifted cricketers to come through the system.
Well, you've touched on something interesting there. You say the state school system. Of course, there's been much focus on how cricketers come through. And, there is that public school ethos and we still have had the Eton and Harrow game at Lord's and so on. And therefore, it may have been skewed in terms of the socio-economic makeup of cricket.
Yeah, look, the thing is, right, the privileged background you have when you go to Eton or Harrow, you get fantastic facilities, good coaches, your environment is there to set you up to actually, to become a professional cricketer if you have the talent. But at state school level, especially in the urban inner city areas, the facilities are not really there. Cricket equipment can be very expensive. So over the next 12 months, I think the ECB they're going to spend at least £4 to £5 million to develop these kind of programs to make it much more easier for any state school cricketers, boy or a girl, to come through the system, but also, to make it accessible, to these sort of social class people, because cricket needs to be inclusive. It can't just be, a sort of upper class sport and opportunities given to them. It's got to be given to everyone.
Monty, do you like watching women's cricket?
I absolutely love it. Yeah, I watched the Test match.
So do you think, therefore, that England women's team, for example, should be able to play a Test at Lord's, the home of cricket? They've never done that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think that's one of the areas where they need to get more, opportunities, equal opportunities for women and men's, and a Lord's home Test match hasn't been played. That should be definitely something that the ECB should look into doing. And also pay as well. I think the pay gap is massive between men's and women's sport. Yeah. So I think women should get closer to that equal pay and equal opportunities, because, them sort of past stereotype sort of, knowledges about women can't play sport and, they shouldn't be allowed to. I think we've moved on from that now. The 100 has been a huge success for the women's game. And we saw this Test match recently against Australia at Nottingham, was a fantastic, advert for cricket for women's game. So, yeah, women should be equal as men when it comes to playing sport and in cricket as well.
And did you feel, Monty, very quickly that you could complain if you had an issue?
Yeah, look, I was with some great coaches at Northants, Essex and Sussex, and even in the England side. And often when you're let's say I was one of the key players in all of them sort of games, you end up becoming one of the senior players. You're part of team meetings, part of strategies. So, I never kind of felt like I was an outsider. I always felt like, right, we need Monty to win the game here for England. We need him to win a few games for the county cricket that he's playing. So I was obviously very lucky, privileged that my skill level as a left-arm spinner was very good. And that was because Paul Taylor, he actually told me to become a left-arm spinner. And after that, obviously, I ended up playing for England. So, there's a lot of cricketers out there who don't, get the same opportunity as me, or maybe not be as talented or, natural sort of cricketers. And they're the ones where I think, you've got to somehow work a way of keep them in the game, or feel like they're welcome to play cricket and become a professional cricketer if they want to. So, yeah, there is a lot of work to be done by the ECB, not to just have exceptional talent from the British Asian or the ethnic minorities to play professional cricket, but trying to get some of the other sort of, less gifted cricketers to see if they can become professional cricketers.
Monty, thank you very much indeed for your time, and let's just hope everyone is on their best behaviour on the crease there at Lords, and no sledging, bringing the game into disrepute, of course. Monty,
starts tomorrow.
Indeed, Monty Panesar joining us here on GB News. Thanks very much indeed.